everyone, my name's Larry, aka Dad. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Fixer-Upper Farmer Episode 6, I believe. I hope you're all well. I hope you've had a great week so far. What have you been up to? I do hope you are enjoying the series so far. We are November 2, 9:06 a.m. Have got a job to do. Look at the sales first. Fine. 60,000. No, I don't think so. Right, stop messing. Yeah, it's not actually much. Not much for us at the moment. Now, I'm really torn between, do we chuck some lime on this field, which is probably somewhat of a sensible option, or do we plow in some more fields, get the outline going? I think should lime our fields. So we're going to run this over to the store because we've got our lime spreader. So I'm going to do that. We'll meet you over there. Alrighty, we're at the store all hooked up. We are going to go to the lime fill station. We're going to open the cover. Get ourselves a lot of lime. We'll head back over to what's happening here. Of course. So I think from memory this takes about 10,000 litres. Hopefully that'll be wide enough, that'll be enough to do that one bit of field. Cool. So 3,239 or 10,000 litres of lime. I don't actually know. It's good or bad. We could check in the shop. So it's 2,000 litres. Yeah, we probably would have been better off to buy it from the shop actually, because it'd have been about 2,500 instead. But it's all right. Right, I'll catch you back at the farm. Right, there we are. We're back at the farm. We're all set up. So what we'll do, turn ourselves around, get ourselves all lined up perfectly, and yeah, it shouldn't take too long. It's more a case of whether there'll be enough lime in here to do all of it. Hopefully there will. What we'll do on that last bit there will reduce the width of the spray, or the spread rather. Much anyway. But yeah, this shouldn't take too long. I do think I probably, in hindsight, should have maybe come out a bit wider. It doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world. It's only a little bit of revenue generation, and you know, I'll use it for something else down the line anyway. Cool. So that's that. Want to this 1 meters. A slight little bit of overlap, but it should be fine. Obviously, the ideal would be that we get a roller come up in the used market, but we're not in control of what arrives in there. It's completely random. don't know what the I don't know what the hit in yield would be for not having rolled the ground. Right, so we're going to do this, and then plan after that is to start ploughing the outline, at minimum the outline of the fields. So what I'm shooting for here, jump into flight mode because that might be better off to see. So what I'm sort of shooting for here is a long field that goes along here, and three three shorter fields that go that way. We'd have a field across here, and field. That would give us 5 fields altogether. Wouldn't be a bad start. I did some sort of digging, and the pig food mixer that I want to use takes sorghum, wheat, canola, and potatoes. So we only need 4 fields anyway. It's fine. Yeah. Should be good. Start the engine. Yeah, I want to do that. This might seem like a little bit of a crazy thing. Two. Something down. So when we see that, we're at the end of our field. So let's go. Because the problem we had last time is we just ploughed kind of free-handed where we thought the edge of our land was, and then there was actually a bit of a problem when it came to seeding. We know where it is here. We'll keep within it. Yeah, this will be a relatively large field, and this will probably be the sorghum field because A, I don't know what the yield is like on sorghum anyway, and B, the recipe that we're using uses sort of 2 times as much sorghum as the other 2 crops, or the other 2 field crops. So I figure as long as we keep that in mind, then we're pretty well, should be fine. And what we'll do is hot foot it back up to this end. In the meantime, bend this round to the 180. Overshot it. So we're going to map that corner out as well. So so just follow this all the way down now, and that'll make one colossal sorghum field. Really lucky, we might see a piece of that oak tree that we chopped down that's still kicking around about out here somewhere. I need to take back. There it is. To pull a little slither off because I needed to make it a little bit like this so I could pull it. Again, once we're sort of into it, we're actually working our fields, can sort of be thinking about whether we could possibly get away with expanding. Now, what I want to do, instead of that side, what makes sense to me, I'll just completely eyeball this now. That, the edge of one field. Good sized gap. So there is method to the madness here. You see there, those are the three edges of the field. See, we can change the configuration on the line if we want to. Basically, we'll so run a line in, back down there. There is definitely method in the madness. Obviously, when, like I said, when we buy more land down the line, of which I'm certain we probably will at some stage, obviously we can alter these fields. Maybe we'll merge into bigger fields, leave them as they are, and make bigger fields on the new land. Maybe we won't make bigger fields at all. This is what I needed to have got that bigger case tractor that we were looking at. It's like the 260 horsepower engine. So yeah, the other news we should talk about is well, two things. At the point of recording this, the first episode dropped tonight, so hopefully you guys are going to enjoy that and it's well received, but we'll see. A second big thing in gaming news is Xbox Game Pass have jacked up their prices. But yeah, they've announced a 50% increase on some tiers. Now, the thing is, I'm on a prepaid amount, so I'm on prepaid. I paid a year, and I think it runs out at the end of October, and then you go to a monthly renewal. Then, but yeah, as it stands, the monthly amount has gone to $22.99 a month, and I can tell you, I don't use it enough to make it worth $22.99 a month for me personally. So I have turned off auto renewal, which does pose the only reason I'm telling you, because A, is controversial. Let me know what you think in the comments below about their decision to jack the prices. Do you still feel that it represents good value for money now the prices are much higher? Personally, I think they went too big, too much too soon, or too much too whatever, because it was only 18 months ago that it was cheaper again than it is now. So I think there's a general feeling that it was a bit unnecessary. Now, the only reason I'm telling you, dear listener, dear friends of mine, is because as I said in episode 1 that is airing tonight, I don't own the game. Yeah, I do not own Farm Sim 2025. I am playing this on Game Pass. So that leaves me in a rock and a hard place now, because I don't currently want to pay for Farm Sim. It's too early in my gameplay to feel like Farm Sim 25 is worth buying for me. I could pick it up on CD keys. The thing is to say, right, and this isn't like braggy or anything, it's not like I can't afford it. You know, I can afford to pay the $22.99 a month. It's not the $22.99 a month is not the problem in the sense of it's gonna broke me out or anything, but I just don't think it's necessarily worth it. So I could pick the game up off CD keys for about 19 quid, I think, through the Giants website. I could pick it up on CD keys on Steam for a few quid more, but at the moment I'm just not feeling like I'm ready to make that decision about whether it's actually worth buying or not. Do you know what I mean? So it does pose a little bit of a problem for me, because I obviously have this series going, which I've just started, and I've just also said that I'm not planning on renewing my Game Pass, so this might be much shorter lived than I'd anticipated, to be honest. But the thing is, and this is again, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but it comes back to what I was saying about the Farm Sim stuff right back in the beginning, is that you vote with a consumer, vote with your money, vote with your wallet. I read an article that said the cancellations page for Xbox Game Pass crashed and went down for a long time because so many people were trying to cancel. And that's the way you make these companies take a note. I think what's a bit galling for me is that it was only very, very recently, and if I can find the article, I'll flash it up on screen if I remember. But it was only very, very recently that one of the top execs at Xbox / Game Pass was talking about that Xbox Game Pass is profitable for them. So at this point, it's kind of like, well, if it's profitable for you as it is, why have you jacked the prices up by a third? You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Well, the thing is, ultimately, they are a company that needs to make money. You know, we all know that. We all respect that, but I think it's kind of, for me at least, my view is, seems a bit cash grabby, you know? Now, I know what you're all saying. Slim, you said the same thing about Farm Sim. Did Farm Sim was a cash grab? And you're right, I did say that. And I do accept that not everything in life is going to be a cash grab, but if something's profitable for you, a subscription service is profitable already, and you then jack the prices up by a third, then to me that just reeks of greed, corporate greed. There's no real need for them to put the pricing up. You know, it's not like the stuff that they've added in, quote unquote, added in, is running them to the point where they're not profitable anymore on Game Pass services. So it's a bit disappointing, but the best thing you can do if you disagree with it, if you disagree with Game Pass being, or the price hike on Game Pass, is to vote with your money. Just cancel your service. Because the more people that do it, the more they'll stand up and take note and go, oh, actually, we might have got this wrong. Because I'm pretty sure they have already proven that precedent of changing policy or changing tactics once they've already started going with the decision. Things like Outer Worlds or something like that. They put out like a really expensive pre-order version and then they drop the price. And that's the consumer that gets shafted at the end of it. Yep. Now, I don't want to go all the way down with this because I actually want to leave some space at the end. I think that's going to do us. Actually, like I said, I don't want them to all be really square / rectangular fields. Just by putting this graduated slope on, leave ourselves enough space to kind of come through if we need to. It's a little bit of uniqueness to the farm. Come on, buddy. Putting these bits up here. I think this one will probably be the wheat field. That's one field. So let's have a quick look at our productions and stuff. It's just a quick little save. So we're sitting on just over 78,000 cash, which is not too bad, to be honest. I did genuinely think at this point in the series it'd probably be much worse than that, but it's actually not too bad. Productions wise, we are all but done on the smaller of the fermenter. Sawmill is ticking along nicely with 56,000 still of wood. Fermented silo it's got 255,000 litres of silage and 836 litres, 1,000 litres of grass still to go. So we are, again, chugging along nicely. This process is about 240,000 litres a month, so going to be probably another like 3.5 months to get it all processed. At the moment, Time Saving Stock Check is telling us that the silage we've got is worth 56,043 things, euros. So what I might actually do, since that is about best price, change that to selling right now. And then what that'll do is at the top of the hour, we should see quite a significant jump. Let's get back to the... So these fields aren't going to be finished on this episode, just a heads up. But we will have an idea of what we're trying to achieve by the end of this episode. And I'm just hoping we've left enough space between the fields. If we wanted to set up some courseplay courses, that courseplay will recognise them as separate fields. Beautiful stuff. I've left this middle bit here a bit wider between the fields, so the idea, obviously, we'll put up and run in. Once we're up and running, be able to drive our machines through here like harvesters and stuff. This one will probably be our canola field, I reckon. No, I actually think this might be our, might use this as potatoes. Potatoes! This is starting to take shape quite nicely, if I'm honest. Do say so myself. Job. Yeah, you can sort of see the gist of where I'm going with it. I'm gonna have another field here. I'll go down a bit further again. Oh, so let's take a break there for a sec on that. Top in the store, see if anything's popped in. I'm really tempted. There's our money just dropped up, so we're up to 131,000 now. Really super tempted with this, and I think we're going to run out of time soon to make a decision on it. Nothing in the way of a roller. A little bit annoying, but that's all right. Stylish compactor. Silos. Got a roller. It's £45,000 though. The wide one, and we haven't got a tractor powerful enough to pull it. Obviously, even if we bought that, we'd only just be in it by 1 horsepower if we got the biggest engine. Interesting. So anyway, back to storing again. Let's leave that build up again. The other two are ticking over nicely as is. Obviously, what I might do when the small fermenting silo is finished, we're going to sell it, get the space back. What I might do then is change the fermenting silo. I'm just going to do it now, actually. I'm just going to leave it as selling. Alrighty, guys. So, as you will have just seen, we caved in the end, and we've bought ourselves the case. However, we have configured it as the Steyr 9270. That takes us up to 274 horsepower, I think it was. We sold the Fendt. Now, I like the Fendt. I generally quite like a Fendt tractor. Generally, it's probably one of my preferred brands. But that mod seemed the gears seemed a bit all over the place, and I think it was probably struggling more than I liked with the ploughing. We are sort of coming towards the end of the day now, so but the upshot of that is it cost us it was about 100,000 for this. We got just under 80,000 for the Fendt after we'd repainted and repaired it, so it's only really cost us just about 25,000 out of pocket, which is not too bad really. But just give us a bit more for on the farm. The gearing so far seems to be running a bit better. I think the problem was, I think that Fendt had manual gearing as well as power shift, which I think seemed to be causing, I don't know if it was a conflict or what, but it seemed to be causing some issues. So we're all sorted now. As you can see as well before that, we're sort of laid out. I don't know how much we'll be able to actually see, because obviously it's getting dark now. Oh yeah, you should be able to see that fine. So they're not very even in that respect, but basically we've got the 3 fields laid out. Now what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to run it at least the first time. So we're going to have sorghum in this back field, wheat in here, canola in this side, and potatoes in the middle here. I'm hoping I've left enough space between the fields that Courseplay won't pick that up as the same field. And then obviously we're going to have grass over here. So that's going to do us our fields for now. And I've left, I mean, I could have gone down further, but as it was, I'm reasonably happy with that. So I think that will do us fine. So it's just a case of ploughing all these in, filling them in, getting them ready, which we'll probably do over winter. So that is probably going to do the episode here. Now, that is pop back in and hook up our plough again. Where's the flight mode off? There we go. Now, being honest, that is probably going to be it for episodes in year 1, because we are coming up to December, which generally is not much that you can do in December. I'm not 100% sure if we're even going to be able to plough the ground in December, to be honest. I've got a sneaking suspicion that we might get the ground frozen message if it's the same as FS22, that is. If it allows us to plow, then we will. Now, what we've got on the cards when we come back, so have a look at the calendar. We are into December, January, February, which is the months where not much can get done. Now, there's nothing that we can do in the way of planting anything. We may get some grass. If we get some grass that we can mow, then we'll obviously come back and mow that, but I think that's probably unlikely. So when we come back in March, there's a couple of things we're going to be focusing on. So the ones are going to be potatoes is what we're going to be looking at. Seeding out some potatoes. We are unfortunately too late to seed any wheat this year. We have a look at the canola. We've also missed the window for canola as well. So we might have to find some other crops to kind of plant in the meantime to keep us going. But we'll kind of figure that out. But the main focus is going to be on potatoes, I think. So hopefully my plan is through the winter months, I'm going to be jumping on, getting the ploughing done. I want to get this all ploughed in, and then we'll be sort of good to go when we get back for field prep. It'll be a case of jumping on here, doing a bit, obviously checking the sales. What I'll probably do with regard to the sales is anything that comes up that I want to purchase, I'm going to what am I saying? Yeah, anything that comes up that I want to purchase, I'm going to... Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah, anything that comes up that I want to purchase, I'm going to go ahead and purchase it. But we'll obviously take screenshots of the purchase so you can see, or a little recording or something. But yeah, the main focus through the winter is going to be getting these fields ploughed in if it'll let me. And then trying to take some more of those trees down in where we want our sort of woodland to be, because that seems to be kind of makes a lot of sense to me. So yeah, I'm going to leave it here because it's as you can see pretty dark. I'm going to sleep through. By the time we come back, we'll have paid 60-odd thousand in loan payments, which is, you know, no small amount. And yeah, we'll be progressing on. But yeah, that is going to do us, because as you can see, it is exceptionally dark. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already. Leave me any thoughts, feedback, tips, tricks, suggestions, comments, whatever you like, down in the comment section below, and we will catch you in the spring. Take care.